afternoon, my movie-loving brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon on the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel, where we like to talk about all things movies, movie news, and other screen-related stuff. I'm, of course, your humble host, Keith Toothman. I am joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Lucas Farney. Lucas, how you doing today, buddy?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. Good
awesome,
to see you.
man.
Yeah.
You're temporarily Trevor.
Oh, great.
There you go. It happens.
Okay, sweet.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a different vibe there. It was changed right when I clicked that.
Sweet. Okay.
But yeah, it's good to have you here. Good to be back here, guys. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Been busy. Been trying to get some things figured out and some dates figured out. And we got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend, and our very own Kansas City Chiefs are in it. So lots going on, but we still want to talk about movie news. So before we get down to the dirty deeds of the movie news, let me get some stuff out of the way. We do have a channel membership up now. Make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't already. You can find it in the About section and with the members only link. Shout out to all our current channel members. It goes a long way to helping us continue to come here, cover movie news for you, and to improve the channel. And so, yeah. Also, we do have an Xbox Series S that we're trying to give away. So we need to get to 20K subs. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can reach that 20K sub mark and finally, hopefully give that Xbox away. Yeah, with that down, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our main topics today. And our first main topic today is this. So it's been a while since we've heard like any serious movement on something like ticket prices for movie theaters, but there's been something happening, some rumblings over at AMC for a while, and it looks like they are going to make some changes. So as you can see, we have this article pulled up by Variety. It says AMC theaters to change movie ticket prices based on seat location. I am going to do you the honor of not having to go through and read this whole article to basically just break down to you what they have decided to do. So more or less, AMC has decided that certain areas in their theater are prime areas. And I don't know how they've decided this or what makes them decide it, but this is what they've decided. And now that those prime areas, which are kind of in the mid section, actually, for me personally, the prime area is the very back. Like, yeah, for sure. I don't know why. Again, I don't know who's doing this or what sense this makes, but it's stupid. I guess I do agree to a certain extent. They did something that I do like that they did in this is that they did lower those front row seats. They lowered those down a little bit. Now, that makes sense to me because those are like, if there is premiere seating, then those are whatever the opposite of premiere is, right?
Yeah, right. Those are the ones you don't want.
Right, and those are the ones that almost legitimately, and I think you'll agree with me with your theater experience, almost legitimately are empty every time we're at the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got the ADA, wheelchair handicap kind of seats that are spread out in between that you'll see someone sitting at every once in a while. But those front couple of rows, man, I mean, unless it's like opening night, something like that, some crazy event, then we hardly ever see something like that. So I do like that they made that front, section a cheaper price tier. And I guess if they're doing this, it would make sense to have that premiere price tier. But again, for me, that premiere section's in the back. Luckily for me, I am unfazed by this situation for two things. One, again, the premiere section to me will always be the furthest in the back. I mean, if you could get the closest to the middle, yay for you. But if you know anything about me, I'm a corner guy anyway. So that doesn't bother me. And then the second thing would be I'm an AMC A-list member, so this doesn't affect AMC A-list members in any way, shape, or form. They are still allowed to either get the premium seating, the cheaper seating, or the balcony seating, whatever they want. So for me, I guess this doesn't really change much. For your average moviegoer, I don't know if they'll notice, and I don't know what that premium charge is going to be. We could be talking a few dollars, which could seem ridiculous on like an opening night if it's already 15 to go up to 18 just for a regular ticket. But anyways, Lucas, you're hearing this. What are your thoughts on AMC A, deciding to raise their prices, and B, deciding that the premiere viewing section of films is actually in the middle lower section?
I am with you that my preferred seating is in the back. I mean, like, sure, the sound quality may hit you perfectly, or, premiere, whatever, right in the middle there. You get a great view of that. But, man, you get a perfect view of the screen all the way in the back. You don't have anybody behind you. I think that's why I don't like it. Because I hate people behind me in the movie theater. You know what I mean? Like, I just have ADHD, so I'm, like, always trying to focus, So it doesn't faze me as much, just like you. I guess I understand it. I shouldn't be surprised that the movie theaters are being hit by these economic times, whatever you want to say, that, we're all going through now. But it's kind of weird. I mean, it makes sense at least that if, they're going to raise the prices for one seat, they should lower them for the least desirable ones. But I guess I'm going to have to wait and see what the prices are, what the price difference is. I probably, again, I'm not going to be fazed by it unless the people that used to sit in the premier seats now don't want to pay for the premier seats. Now they're sitting in my premier seats. But it makes sense, I guess. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Right. And I like I said, I agree 100% that, the premier seats, I mean, who makes these decisions? Who really gets to decide this? I guess maybe they took some sort of poll of like directors and actors or something to try to get, some professional's opinion, I would think you would want. But I don't know if that's what was had here. And I don't know how this, goes over with fans or I'm sorry, with audiences, with paying customers, how they will feel about, that. And honestly, to be completely honest, it does kind of be a nuisance for us eventually, because what will those people do? We know what they'll do. They'll just go, all right, well, I'm just going to sit balcony. Mm-hmm. Where in the back, where it's just as good, if not better,
right,
for less.
Right.
So it's gonna clog up our area, if anything. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a weird decision. We'll see how it plays out. Guys, you guys are hearing this. What are your thoughts on AMC changing their ticket prices and choosing that middle lower section to be their premiere section? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we are gonna jump into our second main topic today. And our second main topic today is this. So, Lucas, I had a chance to run all the way through that 90s show, actually twice. Twice I've ran through it, and I will say that I enjoy it. It is not, that 70s show, but I think there's enough there to connect it that it makes me, want more of it. And I'm not the only one, because as we have this article here from Screen Rant that's showing us, give me 1 second, that's showing us that 90s show has already been renewed for season 2. Let's read a little bit of this. That 90s show will return to Netflix for season 2. The series is a sequel to the hit sitcom That 70s Show, which ran for 8 seasons on Fox between 98 and 06. That 90s show, follows Leah Foreman, which is the daughter of Eric and Donna from the original series, as she visits her grandparents, of course, the Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp, who are still wonderfully talented and great, even in their old twilight years. And yes, it looks like it will be returning for season 2. This news comes just 2 weeks after the show premiered on January 19th. That 90s show season 1 has already done well for the streaming platform, premiering at number 5 on their weekly chart of the most streamed English language series and climbing to number 4 the following week. It has also been revealed that That 90s Show Season 2 will have 16 episodes, which is 6 more than the first season. That 90s Show was already featured the return of many iconic 70s show performers reprising their roles, including Grace, Pepin, Rupp, Smith, Ashton Kutcher, Michael Kelso, Wilmer Valderrama as Fez, obviously, and original reoccurring characters. They do get into some questions, which I'm going to ask here. Now that Danny Masterson has been found not guilty of the charges and that he is a free and a different man, will we see Danny Masterson in that 70s show sequel, That 90s Show Season 2 finally? And that's a great question, man. That's I don't know, man. I will say this. All I'll say is this. As a huge fan of That 70s Show series, who's watched seasons 1 through 8 literally through and through probably 100 times. He was missed. Like, you felt that it was like the character. Obviously not Danny Masterson was missed, but the character of Hyde, you definitely felt, as we kept having these, like, and I know you haven't had a chance to check it out, but as we kept having these, old characters come back in different, episodes, and there's Kelso, there's that, as it kept building, it just kept feeling like there was going to be a Hyde moment, but I knew obviously that was never going to happen, but it did, so it felt missed. I will say that for sure. Would I like to see Danny Masterson in That 90s Show? Look, man, I would like to see everyone be successful and be good human beings. So, hey, in a world where we'll cancel someone immediately for doing bad, I think we should be able to forgive someone when they're found, not guilty of doing that bad. But again, it's the public opinions court, so everyone is entitled to their own opinion. We talked about Michael Jackson, who was also acquitted of charges, and we still have our opinions on that, so I think that, it's just one of those things. But Lucas, what are your thoughts on it? What do you think about, that 90s Show being renewed for season 2, especially this quickly? Mm-hmm. And I also want to emphasize with the 6 more episodes, and B, is there a chance now that we see Danny Masterson in this second season?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that it's doing well. I have not had a chance to check it out yet, but it's definitely on my list. I love That 70s Show. Maybe not quite as much as you, but I really loved it. It's good news, that they're getting a second season then, because that means people are enjoying it and it's being received well. As for the Danny Masterson cameo in it, I can only imagine that, you get all of the other original cast members to make a small cameo or whatever in it here throughout. It's going to feel so weird without a Hyde cameo. Yeah. But, again, I don't know. And that brings us to the second thing, right? And you never know, right? Like, even with the court cases, even if he was acquitted, like you just said,
look
Michael
at Depp
Jackson,
and Heard, will we see them back anytime soon in starring roles? Even though, one of them, they were both literally found. One
sure.
in a different country was found guilty, and one in this country was found guilty.
Right.
So how the hell, where does that leave these people?
Right, and that's the problem with the court of public opinion. Yeah. I think the court of public opinion is good because, if the court was not able to find somebody guilty, and especially with like rape allegations and things like that, a lot of states still have like statute of limitations where if it was before a certain time, it's moot to them. So like judging somebody, it's really difficult, right? And there's no great basis for, no great judge. We're kind of all judge, jury, and executioner in our own court of public opinion.
Right. But
And so
sometimes
that's gonna come down to
the
it.
problem is it's just too quick. Like with the James Gunn situation,
Absolutely.
you know, even Disney, you know, a year later is like, you know, maybe we fucking handled that wrong too quickly, you know. So, and that's the thing is you got to let these things play out. But now that it has, and he is viewed that way, that he is not guilty, you know, it's still like you said. It's like, does anyone really want to touch it yet though? Like
Right.
it's still so fresh, still, right?
So probably not a season 2 cameo.
Yeah, probably not. Probably
If
not.
it does happen, definitely not season.
I guess
2.
I guess it also depends how soon or quickly season 2 is coming out. You
For
know?
sure. Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's 2 years down the road, maybe by then. But you know, if they plan on having it by next year, probably not. Yeah,
Probably not.
So-
Right. Well, and I can't imagine it's super hard to make.
no,
Sitcom like
but it's
that, you
super
know?
fun. I bet.
For sure.
But guys, you guys are hearing this. What are your thoughts on that 90s show in general? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you happy to hear or surprised to hear that they're already being renewed for season 2? And then what are your thoughts on Danny Masterson, you know, maybe making a cameo appearance as Hyde in that season 2? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we're going to jump into our third main topic today. And our third main topic today is this. Lucas, I was on Twitter looking around for topics for the show, obviously, as always. And I came across this. I want to bring it up here if I can. I came across this post here from the Hollywood Reporter. And let me go ahead and bring it up. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. And our beloved John Williams is, you know, the most nominated Oscar nominee of all time, has turned 91 years old today.
Wow.
And I just, you know, oftentimes I talk about how we don't appreciate these people while they're here, and he's still freaking here. And I know we all really, truly do appreciate John Williams, like especially people like us that are huge movie-going fans. We know who John Williams is, and we love him so much. I just wanted to use this moment and this topic to say happy birthday to John Williams. I'm glad that he's still here. You know, a few months ago we had, what's Darth Vader's name?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones' birthday, and he was like, you know, 89 or whatever. And it's just like, wow, we're so lucky to have some of these legends still with us. Not to mention that John Williams is still being nominated for Academy Awards right now at 91 years old, and is still one of the greats and is most iconic film sound that when you think of.
Sure.
And I just wanted to ask this question. What is the most iconic moment in film or in whatever in John Williams? When you think of John Williams, what comes to your mind?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay, well, before I let you get to that, I want to tell you what mine is. And mine is personally, I grew up in the 90s. I was a 90s baby. And Jurassic Park was kind of the big thing. And there's the scene when we first see the Brachiosauruses and all the dinosaurs and the na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah,
na,
for sure.
And I tell you what, man. It just, I mean, sometimes even now when I hear it, it just gives me goosebumps, man. I mean, it just is... Every one of his, you know, that's just a perfect example of, you know, how they are such these big moments, these big feels. They instantly put you, they make you know how to feel, even if you're not sure how to feel.
Right.
John Williams is there to rock you
it.
like
Yeah.
a baby. I'm gonna cradle you, you know, I got you. And and that again, the na, it's just, it's so iconic. As so many of them, we could go on and on about John Williams. Again, legendary 91st birthday. Happy birthday, John Williams. Lucas, you said for you, Star Wars. Tell me more about that.
Happy birthday, John Williams. You are a legend incarnate for sure. I mean, I feel like There's so many. You could play all of them right now, and I'm sure. Who knows
just
how
have
many
goosebumps
people,
the whole time.
Right. Well, but what I mean too is that it's so wide ranging, so well known that people don't even probably really know
that it's him.
Yeah. And I think for me, I said Star Wars first of all because it's definitely my favorite movie of all time. But second, because I was kind of like that. Like when I finally realized, because I got so into Star Wars that I even got onto the director of music. That what's his choreographer, conductor.
Yeah, conductor.
Yeah. I got into that, right, and John Williams, and so I started looking into more and more of what he'd done in Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? The list goes. Indiana Jones, everything pretty much, and. Man, he's a legend.
Yeah, there's this thing that he does every year at the Hollywood Bowl where he puts on a live performance and stuff like that. And one year he did it, and Steven Spielberg was there, and he came out and he was like, "You don't understand how truly integral John Williams' music is to some of these movies." And he plays the opening to, I don't remember what it was, E.T. or something, and it's like. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then he plays it with John Williams. But not John Williams. Literally, John Williams on the stage is playing the music from this. They're watching it over again, but he's playing the music live. He's having, he's conducting it live. And then they do that for a whole film, bro. They'll rewatch Jurassic Park, and they'll all of that's happening.
That's so cool.
Come on, man. He still did it just this last year.
That's so awesome.
91 years old. He's still doing it every year. Man, I tell you what, it would be. We talk about recently some of the endeavors that we've gotten or going to get ourselves into on this channel, and how exciting and the greatest moment of our careers it is. But to be able to go see John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl, actually
do one of those, for sure.
Watch a movie and he conduct it live, that would be incredible, especially considering that he's now 91 years old. And, as we all know how this age and time thing works, you just never know when the end is coming. So, but it's not today. Happy birthday, John Williams. I'm sure you will win another Oscar or something. I know you've at least been nominated for the Fabelmans. I can't imagine you not winning all the Oscars all the time. Happy birthday, John Williams. But yeah, guys, what is your favorite, or what is the most iconic, or I guess really the question, like I said, is when you hear the name John Williams, what music is playing in your head? Definitely let me know your song down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump in to our fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is something that I am actually really super excited for. And that is, there is a sequel coming for I Know What You Did Last Summer, or the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And it seems, and we have this article here pulled up from Bloody Disgusting, which is a big horror movie news outlet. And it seems as though that Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. will be returning for this. Let's read some of this. In the wake of Amazon's short-lived television series, Deadline reports that Sony Pictures is bringing I Know What You Did Last Summer back with a brand new movie sequel. The biggest news here, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., who starred in the original 90s slasher movie, are in talks to reprise their roles for the new movie. It looks like Jennifer Caitlin Robinson from Do Revenge has been brought on to direct the film. I've heard great things about Do Revenge. I should check that out. It's on Netflix, I believe. Deadline reports insiders say the project is still in early development and that Neil H. Moritz is in talks to return as producer with Leah McKendrick on board to write the script, which It looks like McKendrick is also pitting the script for the new film that came with Robinson McKendrick, who blew the studio execs away with the pitch for the idea of the sequel last fall, especially given the recent success of the Scream franchise, which is doing well and has their
sixth one
sixth coming out tomorrow or next month, or it's April or whatever. Like, it's just a couple months away now. This is awesome. I love this news for a few reasons. Recently I have been going back and watching these. Actually, I have for those of you that don't know, I have a young daughter. She's been obsessed with Jason recently, and we've ran through all the Jasons so much that I was on something, HBO Max or something, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and again, a child of the 90s, this is iconic to me. These were huge, man. These were our movies, man. And I went back, rewatched them. I know that the second one received a lot of trash, but for some reason, it's my favorite. I don't know why. I think I watched it the most when I was a kid because there's just certain scenes from it that I really remember a lot, and for some reason, I connect with that movie more. But I love them both, and I recently, literally, in the last 3 weeks, went back and watched them both a couple of times over, and they're such good movies. Of course, we are huge 90s fans, again, of Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Would love, in this world of seeing our past heroes, right, reemerge as Boba Fett, did, and all these other characters, that we want to come back. This would be great to see Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt come back, and then maybe, just maybe, we get Scooby-Doo 3. Please, directed by James Gunn, at HBO Max.
Let's do it.
Rated R. Scooby Sack is dragging the whole movie. I wanted fucking wild.
Mary Jane. That's my favorite
It's all
name,
about.
man.
It's like a weed movie. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like
like-
Pineapple Express.
Yes.
But with
Yes.
Shaggy and Scooby. Shaggy is like James Franco. He's a dealer,
for sure.
right? I mean, come on. This writes itself. James Gunn, where are you at? Make this happen. But Lucas, you're hearing this. Hey, what are your thoughts on the series or the franchise of the I Know What You Did Last Summer? And then what are your thoughts on the potential I still know what you did last summer?
Yeah, it's exciting. I've never seen the sequel, I don't believe, but I mean, of course I've seen the first one. And so it's really exciting. I'm happy that we live in a time where all of this recognizable IP, like you were saying, all of our heroes from the past rising from the grave. That's awesome. As long as
Brendan
and I say this all
Fraser,
the time, right?
Shelley Duvall,
Right. And I say this all the time, but as long as it's done
Edward
well.
Furlong.
Shut up. We know. Forest Hills. No, by the way. Anyway, I say this all the time. Just as long as it's done well, it's done with love, it's done, in an artistic, unique, but still true to the original way, which is a lot to ask for, apparently. But no, I'm excited. I think it's great that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt come back, and with it ramping up, it might be enough to make me finally see the second one, which I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy just as much. It was always just. Never made it on my list, but most exciting, of course, is the potential that maybe this means we might get a Scooby-Doo 3.
Yeah, man, I was always a huge fan of those Scooby-Doo movies.
Me too.
That first one is just the Monster Island one. That's so iconic, man. It's just such an iconic movie. Matthew Lillard is one of my favorite people on the planet.
Right.
Yeah, I love so much about that.
He was in Scream 1, you remember?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
for
for sure. Yeah.
So great.
He's also in a movie, one of my favorite horror movies of all time called 13 Ghosts. He plays a great role in that as well. But yeah, guys, you guys are hearing about this. What are your thoughts on a sequel, maybe a third installment of I Know What You Did Last Summer? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump into our fifth main topic today. And our fifth main topic today is this. So we live in a world now where obviously we're dominated. Our movies are and film are and TV and television are dominated by CGI. It's been getting more and more and more, and we know that. And there's always been this question of, is CGI ruining films? Is it ruining movies? I don't want to talk about that because that's a big, long, crazy debate that's been going on for a long time, and I think will continue to. And but what I do want to talk about is something that I want to propose is a new question in the same vein, but along some different lines, which is CGI ruining acting? And that is a bigger problem, I would think, than it is with it ruining films, because acting is such an integral part of the filmmaking experience. And I want to bring up this article that I have over here, potentially. Maybe. Let's see here. I want to bring up this article from Screen Rant, where one of the producers on the new film for Netflix, You People, starring Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, and directed by Kenya Barris from Blackish and stuff like that, had used CGI in the end. This is a direct quote from him. He says, "I don't even know if I should share this shit, but in the final scene, they don't even kiss. It's CGI. Swear to God, son. I'm there on set watching the wedding, and I see them go in for the kiss, and their faces stop like this far." He gestures about 6 inches. This far apart. And I'm like, I wonder how they're going to play that in the movie. Oh, they're probably just going to like cut it right there or something. But in the movie, you could see their faces come close, and then you could see their faces morph into a little bit of fake faces for a fake kiss. And up here in the main part, you can see this in this picture. This is ridiculously god-awful looking. This is definitely going to ruin movies. They're definitely going to ruin acting for sure. All I want to say is this. I have so many questions, about this. But my biggest question and concern would be, why didn't they kiss? Why couldn't they kiss? In the history of Hollywood, there's never been, too many issues with people kissing and doing lots of more on film. So are we entering a generation now where we're so, woke that we're like, oh, well, we shouldn't do that because this is just acting. So let's have them CG a kiss. That is fucking ridiculous. I can't believe that. I love Jonah Hill to death. He's one of my favorite performers. I think he's probably is my favorite performer on the planet when it comes to acting and comedy and all of those things. And to think that he would even be in a film that would choose to make a decision like this is just fucking mind-blowing and mind-numbing, to be honest with you. And again, I have so many questions. Did race play some sort of role into this? Did wokeism play some sort of role into this? Did money play some sort of role into this? What caused the kiss to not happen? Did tensions play a role into this? Maybe Jonah Hill and Lauren London hated each other to death, and they couldn't stand making the movie together, and they were like, you know what, I wouldn't kiss you if someone had a gun to my head. If so, I think that's an important part of this story, right? Because all we're getting is they didn't kiss, and we see this shitty, weird, I'll bring it up again just so you see, again, this shitty, weird image of them not kissing, but, making it look like they kiss. What the hell, man? Again, so many questions. What's going on here? On the topic of, is CG ruining acting or CGI ruining acting? If it prevents an actor from acting, then yes, I would say so. And in this case, I would say a wedding scene where they get married and you may kiss the bride seems like a pretty important moment in a film where you probably would want an actual kiss that has meaning and feeling and emotion to it. And that, my friend, is what acting is. So to think, again, that this was even allowed and that they went with this, for me to try to rationalize in any way, I must know why. And I don't have that information. So all I can say for now is this is crazy and I don't like it. I don't like this look. But Lucas, you're an actor, man. You've actually been in movies, you've been on sets, you've been in plays, you've been in dramas, you've been in all kinds of stuff. Could you imagine, having a moment, you're Romeo and Juliet and you guys don't kiss the whole play until the end, but we CGI it, could you imagine such a situation? What are your thoughts on all this, man?
No, I cannot imagine that. That's just so weird. I mean, like, the blanket statement, is CGI ruining film or ruining acting? No, it's not. I mean, it's a tool. Are people using it to be lazy and money driven and whatever the hell it is? Yeah. But there are cases where, and I got a perfect prime one, where CGI not only like it enhances it. I mean, think of Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug the Dragon. Go watch the behind the scenes of him crawling around on the floor.
Or Dormammu. Yeah, he did the same exact work for that.
For sure. So
slobbering, crawling.
Right.
I mean, he was wild,
crazy,
bro.
He's
awesome.
so crazy. And you can see it on the CG, and the Avatar movies are another perfect way because, like they really, I mean, especially as the technology gets better, they really can do a lot with it. The question then becomes, do we need to do it? And I think with this You People thing, which I saw that movie. Oh, wow. It was good, yeah.
It's got terrible reviews.
I know. I enjoyed it. Like, it was just a cheesy,
rom-com thing. Get it?
Right. But that being said, it's so weird. Like, and I noticed the kiss thing at the end. It felt weird. I was like, well, whatever.
But again, why? I mean, what is your thoughts on why?
Like,
what's the reasoning behind this, you think? Again, is it
I think
there's so many things that could play
yeah.
into factor here. I don't want to say it. I don't want to be the guy, but man, I think the wokeism combined with race could have something to do with this.
Well, they're very linked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
right.
Like I consider myself a woke person. And I know you do too. Not in the term, not in the way it's used, but you know what I mean.
Sure. I'm awake.
Yes, awake. Right, exactly. Now, there's a certain, I mean, we've seen it for a while now, like liberal, almost conservative movement here. And I think that, I mean, other than the one that you were saying about maybe the tensions were so high, I could understand that. And from an actor standpoint, I mean, you're a pussy of an actor.
But if so, I need to know that in reference to this thing.
To this article.
To understand why this decision was made. Because if you said that, then I'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
For sure.
Well, I would have did it too. I'd have been like, well, just stop right there. We'll figure it out, guys. We don't want to see Jonah Hill put the whoop down on Lauren London today. Or vice versa. Whatever.
For sure. For sure. But no, I mean, if you're asking me as an actor, even if I really was not getting along with that person, I
do your job.
I respect my integrity, and I would do my job. And even if the director is being like, hey, so we're just going to CG it, obviously I would ask my scene partner to make sure it's okay, but I would be like, well, can we get a take of a real one, and then we can compare it?
And I'm not, and I think it's because Kenya Barris and all this, wokeism that's around this that makes me wonder if race played a role, and to wonder, and if you're wondering what I mean by that, what I mean is just this: is if the main character of this film wasn't Jonah Hill, if it was, another African American actor, would they have kissed?
Well, this
and
movie
if so,
wouldn't
then
exist.
how the hell? Then what sense does anything? What?
Right. Well, and that's what I'm saying too. Right. Like have you seen?
No,
the movie,
but I get that that's what the whole movie's point is.
That is the whole point.
So
of
it kind of contradicts
itself.
by not having them kiss.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be the joining of two separate races being able to have,
for sure,
what normal anyone else has in a relationship, and yet still you give us this. So again, it's just it's an oxymoron, right?
Yeah. Well, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
It's hard to see from my boy Jonah Hill, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Really is. I mean, that's one of those ones where you almost want, him, you almost want one of those Jim Carrey moments where he just grabs her and he's just like, I'm making this work, right? But yeah, so and again, you wonder too if that whole thing of we're in a world where everyone needs their own spaces and boundaries, and it's just they're acting so they can, since we have CG, we don't need to really kiss, and that to me feels very
well,
wrong.
and again, I mean, the first part about what you were saying about space and boundary, that is absolutely, I mean, that's one of the best things that's come out of, the times that we live in.
But as an actor, you're not you.
No, I know. I know. And so that what I'm getting at is that the training that I've had in it is that you respect your scene partner, you respect their personal space, but you both, are consenting in what's going to happen as the characters that you're playing.
Sure.
Right. Of course, that's, I mean, because then you get into like a James Franco situation or whatever.
I think also what it says more than anything is that they didn't take this movie serious.
Right.
They didn't care. I mean, because
if
you're a director, right? Movie. The fucking big kiss, the ending part. I mean, what did it hurt? Like I said, in what world could there be a reason
you had to go more out of your way
to
CGI it. You had to spend more money on it.
And you have to know as a director, like, oh man, this is going to be terrible if we CG it. Yeah. It would be way better if they actually
made the call.
Really kiss, and they still did it.
Yeah,
so,
I do want to know the story
what's
behind
the story
this.
behind that, right? No doubt. Guys, you're hearing this. You people, fake kissing. Is CGI ruining acting? Is it ruining films? It definitely ruined this little thing right here, this moment at least. For sure. But definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump into our sixth and final main topic today. And our sixth and final main topic today is this. Lucas, it seems that there are finally some early reviews in for Ant-Man 3 and what I have been calling the Quantum Mania of madness. And I've refused to call it anything different. So let's go over. I have an article here pulled up from Collider with some of these Twitter tweets, small bite-sized reviews that we've got. We do this all the time here on the channel for, movies that are coming out to get these early reviews. So let's check some out. Last couple of times we've done this, I will say it's rolled into a serious hype train. And what are we now, like 8 days or 10 days?
Yeah.
It's next Thursday, right? So whatever that is, a few 9 days. 8 days.
8 days.
It's going to be game week, guys. So let's hope this doesn't steamroll us into too much damn hypeness. Let's see. Great. Stephen Wattenrob says, Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a strong start for Phase 5. I now understand why it's called Quantumania. Jonathan Majors is excellent as Kang and cannot wait to see where it all goes. 2 after the credit scenes are both very good. Okay, strong as positive review. Let's see here. Ant-Man, this is from Brandon Davis, BD. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is by far Marvel's weirdest, zaniest movie to date. Have you ever seen the Guardians of the Galaxy? Okay. Yeah, right. Jonathan Majors stands out strongly. Of course he does. He is a wonderful actor. Good, yeah. Kang elevates the whole film. That is so good to hear. Majors and Paul Rudd are intense together. Loads of CGI, crazy new characters, and an exciting trajectory for the MCU saga. Ooh, I'm already like that. That sounds good. Going, man, but. Shireri Chwala says, and sorry if I'm butchering your name, but I see you like Blue Man Group, so that's cool. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a blast, and I finally answers some of the where is the MCU going questions. Thank God. Takes a minute to pick up, but has some great action scenes, creative visuals, and a terrific villain in Kang. A solid start to Phase 5. Let's see. Hunter Radesi says, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a lively, fast-paced, deep dive into the weirdest corners of Marvel. Wow. Okay. Second,
zany, weird
kind of thing. That's very interesting. I liked hearing that though, because Man,
want
if you were, it must be pretty weird.
If it's out of
Yeah, right. No
galaxy,
doubt.
like-
Still a little mixed on some choices, he says, but the other stuff lands and hits with impact. The MCU is Jonathan Majors' franchise now. I love hearing that last part.
too.
But it seems that he had a little things, like he said, still a little mixed on some of the choices. Okay. So I would call that a mixed kind of review, more leaning positive, but nothing negative yet. That's for sure. Let's see here. Fico says, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is the best of the trilogy. Higher stakes, dangers, and repercussions. It's also got one of the best MC villains in Kang. As soon as Jonathan Majors comes in, it's his show. Kang is a scary, lean, mean, multiverse big baddie. Also, 2 cool post-credit scenes. That's a good positive review again. And lots of positivity about Jonathan
Kang.
Majors, Kang really dominating
I expected
the screen with his presence, which
You
I
can feel
expect
it
him to
even in
do.
the trailer.
Even in the trailers of Creed 3.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
God,
Every
like,
time he's on
like he's
screen
leaning against
anywhere
that
else.
car, he's like, you don't remember me, do you? Like, just he's so authentic, bro. He feels like a dude. Like, it's
Yeah,
so
he's so
so
good.
weird.
He is so good,
He's really
dude.
good. Let's see here. Laura says Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was good. The CGI was stunning. The quantum realm is seriously beautiful. Ooh, I love to hear that. But the story was a bit underwhelming. The film was entertaining and the humor was good. Michelle Pfeiffer stands out from this film. Hey, here we go. So we got a little bit of a different view here, but we have, again, a mixed leaning towards maybe positive, but the story, it seems, was a little underwhelming for Laura. Let's see some more. Eric Goldman says, visually imaginative and very distinct from the other 2 Ant-Man films. The first is still the best, but this is much stronger than the second. Jonathan Majors makes the impact you hope for the future. Ending frustrated me. Overall, it's good. It's good though, not great. Ooh, I would say again, we're looking at another mixed
but
review.
This dude also said, I mean, he said it's not better than the first. I can't imagine that's hard to beat. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Let's see. Okay.
The second one didn't. Do it for
Adam
sure,
Lance
but-
Garcia says Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is basically Peyton Reed's unproduced Star Wars film, but with Ant-Man. And of course, that's what I labeled the title of this topic today, because that's what they labeled this article. There's multiple people actually saying and comparing it to Star Wars. Let's see here. Jermaine Lucier says the best Star Wars movie since 2018 is Ant-Man Quantumania of Madness. It's a huge sci-fi adventure with gorgeous world building that feels almost little un-Marvel in how much world building there is. But it's got humor, heart. Kang completely rules, and Michelle Pfeiffer steals it. Another Michelle Pfeiffer bid. Love to hear it. Christian Harloff, we know Christian Harloff, says Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania goes hard in the paint. So, fuck you, Christian Harloff. As the big epic sci-fi film, blending Star Wars, Fifth Element, Dune, plus Strange World. I don't think it's going to work for everyone, but I really dug this tone. It's a bit chaotic towards the end, but wraps up nicely. Kang rules. Wow, Christian Harloff, love to hear that you enjoyed it, man. He's pretty critical on some of these Marvel things, so glad that he's enjoying it. Let's see. Tessa Smith says Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania is like Marvel meets Star Wars. There we go again.
Another one, yep.
And I am here for it. Kang is absolutely terrifying. MODOK brings all the ridiculous humor. Jeanette and Kang are perfect, heartwarming father-daughter story. 2 important in-credit scenes. Let's see. Carl Wiesel says, was lucky enough to see Ant-Man and Quantumania tonight, and I am surprised by how much of it felt like Marvel's version of a Star Wars film in a good way. There's another one. Also, we're so lucky to have Jonathan Majors in the MCU. Just like in Disney Plus's Loki, each moment he's on screen is magic. And, of course, we're still hoping to get him in Magic Mike. Okay. PLC Culture. Hashtag Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania is super weird movie. There's another weird bid. And possibly the most Star Wars of any Marvel film. At times, there's Guardians of the Galaxy is this. At times, the humor was overly silly and took me out. Think opinions will vary widely on MODOK. Okay, here we go. This I would say was a probably a negative opinion. It looks like they had some things, but at least the humor and the story kind of took them out of it. That's never good to see. And that looks like that's the last one. So some mixed things, but the big takeaway that I get from it is that it seems like a big epic. You know,
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
the Star Wars comparisons.
Dune.
Something that obviously we hear a lot of that I honestly, seriously had zero doubt of, which is Jonathan Majors' performance, his ability to perform as Kang or any freaking body you need him to. He's amazing, and people obviously are recognizing that. And, you know, I was real worried with his introduction if I could ever take Kang serious, but it sounds like when I walk out of this movie, I'm going to be going, Thanos who?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But Lucas, what are your thoughts on the early reactions for Ant-Man Quantumania? There was a couple of quotes too about new characters, lots of new characters,
several of them
world
mentioned
building,
the 2 post-credit scenes too,
which are
that's
important.
exciting,
Yep. So what do you think?
I mean, you know, obviously my favorite movie of all time is Star Wars. Like, I just finished reading the Dune series. I love big world building epics, so I'm probably going to love this. It sounds like, you know, from a couple of them, the ones that do love it, right? But just like with Star Wars or with Dune or whatever, not everybody loves big, grand, epic whatevers. And that's okay. You know, I'm going to dig it for sure. But it's great. I mean, it sounds really exciting. I had no doubts about Jonathan Majors. That dude is intense. Like, there is nothing he can't do. What's the one, The Harder They Fall? Right?
Oh, yeah.
God,
There's a
he's so
perfect
good.
example of his
Yep.
chops, bro. His, what do you call that? When
Acting chops?
No,
Yeah. His diversity, range.
Yeah, his range. I mean,
For
dude,
sure.
it's all over the place. Are you kidding
Right.
me?
Well, and not just that, but he beefed up because he is so skinny in that
Are
movie.
you kidding? Have you seen the
I have,
posters
I
for
have.
Creed 3?
I have.
That
Well,
dude
see,
is built like a god, bro.
Somebody
God.
said that this is Kang's MCU
Yes,
now.
right. It's his world
I think
now.
this is Jonathan Majors'
Right,
world
no
now.
doubt.
Dude,
well,
this is
someone
a
else
star.
said we're blessed to have Jonathan Majors in the MCU.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a real great
That is a
way to look at it because
Right.
it's so true. Like, we didn't know what we got. We really didn't.
Right.
And now that we're starting to realize it, it's like, damn, we got in like Academy level.
Yeah, for
like we
sure.
got one like the next Denzel Washington.
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah.
but young
Right.
and still ready to go, you
Right,
know, and,
for sure.
and clearly committed to these characters too.
Obviously, yeah,
even
right.
even He Who Remains, you know, he did so much justice to even that character. We haven't even
For like
seen
6 minutes
the
or
Conqueror
even, yeah.
version yet,
Right.
You know,
Well, and I think, you know, like you said, I think the contrast between He Who Remains, it's going to make you, because I love that scene, that whole last episode. I mean, I love Loki in general, but I know you were like a little unsatisfied with it at the end. I think that seeing Kang in this new light will make you go back and appreciate that more because of the contrast. Because he who remains is like, dude, I am the only thing that's stopping me
Right.
from killing everything.
Right.
Do what you're gonna do, I guess.
right.
So it's exciting stuff. I'm excited to get
the
some
other
more
big
answers.
thing that I could take away, and the only thing that I hope that truly delivers of all the things said, is that we get, you know, where are we going? You know, steer me somewhere, Captain.
Right, for sure.
I'm Captain
starting to
Feige.
lose hope.
Yar,
Yar.
Captain Feige. Steer us in a direction, Captain. You say west, we'll go west. You know, give me something, though. And it seems as if, you know, from a few of these, we're going to get some sort of
And
idea.
2 good post-credit scenes
of where
in
we're
this.
going,
I mean, what
right?
is that?
I'm imagining
Surely like Loki, maybe. Who
maybe,
knows?
or Wolverine, or Sati, you know?
I want to say one other thing too, though, that one of the like first, you know, whatever reviews mentioned was Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors together are intense, and you know, we don't
You can
give,
see that in the trailers.
We don't give that good old Kansas boy Paul Rudd enough credit. That dude, I mean, I know he does a lot of goofy movies, but if you've ever seen him in a serious movie,
dude,
what's that
get
one?
outta
The
here.
Fundamentals of Caring.
I'll tell you one. It's called Avengers Endgame.
There you go, perfect.
You know, just a moment when he
Perfect.
comes up and Cassie comes out and he's like, You're so
Dude,
big.
and I cannot
That
wait to
line.
see this.
You're so big. That's it. Made me fucking cry,
Right.
bro. I'm like, God damn it.
He's so
she
good,
is,
and I
'cause
can't wait
you
to
feel
see.
it. He's so
I
good.
feel like in Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man 2, you kind of get a little bit. Obviously, in
That's
Endgame,
what
you
we
get a
talked
lot
about.
of
We
emotion.
get that goofy and all that, but I think we're gonna get that goofy, but we're gonna
get that
like
heart. We're gonna get
some serious like heartstrings pulled here.
I'm so ready.
Yeah, I am. I'm just not ready to let go of Paul Rudd being Ant-Man, I guess. I'm really not.
Let's hope we
It's-
don't have
It's crazy because honestly, with a lot of them, I really don't care. But, you know, with Ant-Man, I guess I don't care about the character enough to see it continue, honestly, if Paul Rudd isn't. I mean, I don't want to see Cassie Lang's Ant-Man. I don't care enough about
as
it.
part of the
Same
Young
with
Avengers,
Hawkeye.
sure.
I mean, I love Hawkeye. I love Jeremy Renner playing it, but Kate Bishop or whatever, I
Only
just
as
don't
part of
care.
the Young Avengers. You know
Sure,
what I mean?
for like
sure.
a newer generation or younger generation, you know, that you're trying to bring into the MCU, I think that's great. But
sure.
I don't know, man. I just, for someone that's been around this long, it's kind of hard to to want to see someone
Well, you know,
else.
maybe as Azazel gets older, right?
Yeah, for
she'll
sure.
start to-
Right.
You'll be able
yeah,
to
I'm sure
appreciate
she'll
it in
love
a
Kate
different way.
Bishop and
Right.
Cassie Lang, you know, females playing these characters too, you know, specifically, which, you know, I guess we need too more of.
We do.
need more
You
of
know,
that
we want
representation.
we want this to be able to continue so we can share it with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, so I'm super excited about this. I can't wait to see it. We're just 1 week away. You know, next week we'll be going out Thursday to see it. And then right after that, we'll be going out of town to do some huge stuff that we will probably honestly announce, you know, either tomorrow or Friday. When are you going to be back on the show, Lucas?
Let me check my schedule.
Okay, cool.
Tomorrow or
So-
Friday, probably.
So
yeah.
probably tomorrow or Friday, we have some big announcements that we have coming up that I'm super excited to talk about. And yeah, and then I think we also have some announcements for a Super Bowl stream coming up. But guys, before I get into all that, actually, let me end this topic by saying, guys, what are your thoughts on these early reactions for Ant-Man and Quantumanium of Madness? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, yes, lots of big stuff coming your way, guys. Big things in the works for the show. We also have the Super Bowl coming with 11 movie trailers during that. I'm thinking if we can, maybe we get together and I order a bunch of food and we all just kind of hang out and watch the Super Bowl during a live stream and kind of check out those movie trailers and see, you know, have kind of a chillin' chat kind of show thing for it. So we'll see how that goes. The Chiefs are also in it, and of course we're here in Kansas, so we're rooting for all the our brothers in red.
Mahomes and
Yeah.
our brothers in red,
Our
white, and yellow.
homies. We're rooting for the homies. But yes,
Homies, yeah.
but super exciting stuff. There's lots going on, you know, with the Super Bowl, Ant-Man, the stuff we have going on for the channel. These next couple of weeks are going to be intense, bro.
Big.
Like they're just not going to stop rolling, and and then after that, you know, we have the premiere for the Forest Hills that we're trying to get out to, and still waiting on those press passes from Kevin Smith from. So yeah, and hopefully we do that. We'll roll into that. Then God, man, it's gonna be a busy maybe summer here for the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel. So yeah, we're trying to get lots of more things going on and lots of more fun adventures going for us. So it looks like we are on our way to do so. But we should be back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, around about that time. And I may be joined by Lucas or Trevor or someone, I don't know. But I have been joined today, at least, by Lucas Farney. Lucas, where can people find you at?
Instagram or Twitter at Lucas_Farney. Yep.
Awesome. And guys, you know where to find me. You can find me at Twitter at Keaton Toothman right there. Go follow me there. Make sure you guys are liked and subscribed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on the video. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate you guys being here. Louis, I see you're here first. Thank you, Louis. You're always first on all the videos, and we appreciate your love and support, brother. So yeah, guys, we will be back here tomorrow. And yeah, stay tuned, stick around, and I will see you guys